That's that. How get the ball rolling, though. That's all it takes, though. Oh, true. Okay. I was about to say you're still up there then, probably. And welcome once again to round 11 for here for Realm of Racing. Tonight we are here at the Netherlands. A beautiful track and stuff. Very fun one to drive with some nice bankings. A few banked corners that are very lovely to hook up. And with me as always, my man Hunter. How you doing tonight?
Yes, sir. I'm doing good. I mean, yeah, no, this is easily. I think I might say this like almost every round, but I feel like at least hopefully the tracks that we've been to that I don't like, I've been honest about. But no, this is
Still one
honestly a
of my
top three
favorites.
track for me. Yeah, I think Imola has been thrown into that mix now, but this is of the original tracks, the OGs from last year coming into this year. This is definitely one of my favorite tracks, and yeah, we've got still a pretty tight Championship. David has a 19-point lead over Carney, and Gelfie's back into P3, so Azora's dropped down. Groovy's in P4, and Tails, this man is on a mission, obviously. I think, out of the last 3 races, he's got two wins, and I think he's got a podium to his name somewhere in there as well. So, I mean, he's just been on a run. 77 points at the moment, tied with Azure. He has not been in the league as long as Azure, so impressive stuff from Tails. I'm interested to see how he does
No,
this
for
race and if
sure.
he can continue, because I mean it would be one hell of a job if he was able to cut this lead off and possibly run a championship.
And there's still time. I mean, even with back to one spot behind Canadian, that line right about 40 point or 38 points, roughly 40 points right there, would still. I mean, that we're almost not even halfway through the year yet, so
Right, and we
still
all know
plenty of
anything can
time.
happen. So we've
Yeah,
seen
it should
crazy
be
things happen in this league. So would not
for
be
sure.
surprising if somebody. I mean, David could easily have. We haven't seen absolute dominance from David. It's actually just mainly been more so his consistency that's got him to where he is. And I mean, fair play to him. He just doesn't get into incidents. He's
More that Alan Prost style.
right, just a
Just
very calm driver. Doesn't mind starting from the back of the field. Always has the confidence in his ability to be able to really carve through any field. It doesn't matter who's there. So much in total Carney right now on a lap. I think I missed about 6 or 7 laps of
yeah, Groovy does
people,
have
but
pole
yeah,
right
Groovy on
now.
pole right now, 110.9. It's not that, it's pretty close right now. Bio just put in a 111.1. TC's about to come across the line now, and also David Chahudo about 2 or 3 tenths. And now Carney takes pole off of Groovy with a 110.8. So I think this is going to be a tight battle. And as I've said, I've, I really hope for a good race for TC. He's been kind of struggling as of late. So
Yeah,
yeah, no,
couple
I hope he has a
unfortunate
really,
errors.
I hope he has a clean race here. But that's a good start in terms of the banker laps, putting himself in the pole position for the time being.
It looks like David once again throws on the mediums on his first lap, and still, I mean, he's really
He's
not that
right up
far
in there.
off.
Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
actually notice. Let me pull up the tires real quick. I didn't notice that he
Oh,
had
and
on
his
medium.
Jor
Same
as
with his Jor.
well.
So it looks like maybe what that's proving is that either A, Jor and I mean Azure was very quick on this game last year. Or I was very quick on this track. Sorry, last year I've had definitely I had several times racing against him, and he would seriously just run away from the pack. So um, that could be a case, or maybe the softs and the mediums. There's not that big of a difference.
Yeah, the times could just be pretty similar in Delta for the laps, but
Yeah, I'm watching Tails right now, and he's on a tidy lap. As I was about to say that, he actually just drifts into this corner, and I think he's definitely gonna have to call this one a duster because yeah, I think 2 corners in a row. got very, very squirrely and out of these quick left and right turns in the second sector. You really got to be on your stuff.
Yeah, this year I've noticed this track last year seemed to be a little bit easier to handle. This year a little bit trickier, but
Oh, and we've got to mention that of course we have the white livery Red Bull, and it looks a beauty. I
gorgeous.
I don't want to say I joined a new league for this car, but I joined a new league for this car. Um, so this dude offered me a spot, and I wasn't going to take it until literally the next day. This car dropped, and I accepted the offer to join the league, and I took the
You
Red
said
Bull.
Red Bull? Oh, okay, yeah, I'll
He
take the
didn't even
Red
say
Bull
Red
too.
Bull, but it was just the fact that I knew it was a new league and that I could get the Red Bull probably if I asked, because like it was still brand new. I think it was literally the morning of, so it was like really good timing for me. Like, I don't know, but yeah, I got the Red Bull in the league, so if you watch me tomorrow, but it looks so good on the game. It looks beautiful.
Yeah, no, it's a gorgeous car for sure.
So
It
both
looked very
Tails,
gorgeous 2 weekends
not
ago
sorry,
too.
sorry, not Tails. Rua and Routine on laps right now. I'm on board with the Red Bull, and it looks like he's actually catching the Ferrari of Routine as Tito has an incident.
Yeah, I don't
Is
see
that at
where he's at on the
Tarzan? No,
track,
it's not at
but
Tarzan. So it's
it looks like is this car in the pits? Or,
oh,
oh
it's
no,
the
he is off
quick
track.
right-hander. It's the
Okay,
quick
yep,
right-hander over that curb. Probably nicked the
yeah.
curb. That's still a weird place to be if he's on the left. Usually you would be up closer towards like the middle of that turn, basically. Well, kind of an odd place, but nonetheless. Who was I watching? It just went up.
I believe
I
you're on with Rua and
right. Okay, so Rua
the
put it
Red
on
Bull.
P7, and then Routine. I don't think really. I think he might have improved like one position, if any. Oh no!
Oh no, and
Illegal
TC is.
blocking from TC, and it looks like. Is it the William? No, it's his teammate behind him.
I was gonna say it's his own teammate. Is he trying
How
to?
does that happen?
This game sometimes we have seen give
Oh
some
man,
very interesting bugs and glitches.
that's not
Potentially could
cool
have been
because
a real
Gelfie's on an
penalty.
out lap. I don't understand why the game would have done that. Unless they touched, maybe. I'm not sure. The AlphaTauri just had an off. Ashen Masters coming back onto the track. Luckily in an open part where nobody can hit him returning. But
Sitting in
damn,
P10
TC.
at the moment.
That's a bummer for TC.
Yeah, just as we were mentioned earlier, he kind of needs to get back on track, which we know he's a very capable driver. Has plenty of pace and stuff in the car, but damn, that's another super unfortunate.
Yeah, very, very unfortunate. Gelfie's on a lap right now. He looked a little bit hesitant through the banked corner, but still very tidy so far.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's
misses.
looking good. Straightens out the braking zone. Get it turned in before you hit that curb on the outside. That will send you flying.
Yeah, this curb definitely the car just
Same with
wants to
that one.
drift.
That one will bounce the car up and down more than you would definitely
Gives a little bit of the curb there, upsets the
like. I take
car a
a
tiny
lot
bit,
of the
but
curb there. I completely,
just run it.
yeah, I completely take cornering speed there as being the most important thing because you don't have a long exit until the final corner. So you don't really, if you have a bad exit there, it's not that big of a deal. But you want to be able to carry as much speed through that corner. So Gelfie puts it on P4.
Yeah, P4.
It's like a couple guys. TC's going into the pits. Ruby, I do believe, is on a lap.
I see another
Bio's beached.
Ferrari. Yeah, I was gonna
He's
say
just
Bio
waiting,
is
though.
in.
He's just
Oh,
waiting to
okay.
come back on track, so he's okay.
Yeah, I don't see no damage to the car. Yeah, I don't see anyone
Oh,
else.
Groovy's pulling out of this lap, it looks like.
Yes, he's okay. So yeah, he's definitely got to pull into the pits probably.
Tails coming across the line here. Puts it on P2. So
Okay, so
110.64, just about 400th line by on pole. It's a tough fight right now for pole. 3 guys in the 110.6s.
yes, so the top 4 all sub 111 seconds.
Right, basically,
Yeah, so
yeah.
now the medium times are starting to fall back
Yeah.
just a little bit.
And I figured it would happen eventually, but still, though, even with that, they're still in a decent spot. I mean, obviously, I think they're gonna come out and do a soft run eventually, but I wouldn't be surprised to see David just stick it out.
It looks like Azure is on one right
Yeah,
now too.
David's
He's
on
got
a lap right
softs.
now. Or, sorry, not David. Azure's on a lap. Both their names start with D now. Name change.
I know. I didn't see David's name earlier. I was looking for the green, and I did just pass right by it. Now that he is switched cars.
Azure has a very weird style. Even for being on controller, he has a very interesting style. I can still appreciate because it's very touchy-feely, very just minimal. For a controller player to have minimal steering inputs, it's very difficult. And he somehow kind of makes that work. Gets a little bit squirrely out of the chicane, out of the last chicane. Last corner misses the apex a tiny bit, by about a meter. But he's and he has a very interesting style for a controller player.
Oh, and
He's actually going to cancel that lap. I wasn't surprised because he made a couple glaring
didn't
mistakes there
feel
at the
good.
end of the towards the end of the second sector, getting third. So nobody really on track on a lap, I should say. I think routine might be on track coming across the line now. He's gonna do. Doesn't improve. I don't. Maybe he was on an out lap. I'm not sure. Like he might
It
still
almost
be
looks like
pushing.
he's still pushing. Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like he's still.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
I can't completely
I
tell.
know. I just clicked onboard now. I'm gonna try to ride onboard for a second to see. It's hard to tell.
He's
Kind of
going.
looks like
He's
he's still.
going through ERS quite quickly, so I do think he's still pushing. And I think he's on a second lap. So, goes. Sorry for that reaction. Goes up pretty wide, but this is a
Yeah,
track where
almost
yeah,
gets a tire on the
the
curb.
ERS and the fuel management's gonna come into effect. And I just had a wet race today, and I literally said probably midway through the race, I said I'll never underfuel for, or I'll never overfuel for a race or a wet race, especially ever again. Because I'm starting to really realize that I just don't take enough risks with fuel. I think you can definitely
I would agree.
risk
Yeah,
it more often
sometimes
than not. Tails actually retires, so he's confident with that time. I don't think he's had an off.
this game, the fuel management, even though you can't switch from lean under or steps for under safety car, I still feel like you can manage fuel a lot easier for some reason on this year's
Right.
game.
No, fuel is definitely easier to manage. However, ERS can still be a little bit of an issue. It's still ERS is still easier as well. I think like tracks that were
Oh,
pretty
but you can
difficult
burn.
last year,
Yeah,
but
it's
you can still burn
super
through
easy to
it.
burn that up.
Very true.
Yeah, for sure.
Make it.
You
Yeah,
get somebody
just
behind you trying to defend a little bit,
right.
and
Very, very easy. Milky on a hot lap right now. I think he's actually validated, so he's gonna go on a second lap. Maybe should have
it
turned
almost
the
looks like
ERS
that's the
off
same
because.
thing that happened
Oh,
with J-Mick as
no, I
well.
think he's pulled out of that. A lot of guys on track. David on track on the softs now. He does decide. Does not want to start that far back in the pack, being the lead
Oh, and
league leader.
J-Mick has a spin, and he saves the car, though. Saves the car. It's a nice save there to keep the car.
Yeah, I just was able to turn back to him. Hopefully he comes back onto the track safely. David taking a lot of curb over that final chicane. Oh,
Oh, no, it takes it into the wall!
he's absolutely put it into the wall and at such a critical point of the curb where it's kind of sticking out at you. There was no chance
And
of him
he's-
just bouncing off and getting away with that.
I'm still on board with him, and his car
I
is
know
still
I
fighting
was
with this
I
one
was on board
carrier.
with him as well. That's one of the first times I've actually been able to be on board during.
As soon as you said he was coming through, I clicked to him, and he just, yeah, definitely got a little squirrely, and it hooked him straight left into the wall there. So that's, where is he? So he's still P7 on the medium tires as his best
Right, so it's
time.
actually not an awful thing, I guess.
No, only one lap old
He could
mediums.
definitely
And
get jumped by. I mean, there's
yeah, we'll
three
see what
people on a
happens.
lap behind him, and they're all within a tenth of him. So you could easily get jumped by either one of the Red Bulls or possibly the Williams of Milky. We'll see here. I think Rua is coming across here soon. David hoping and praying. Vapor hops into P8. Rua does not improve. Milky and Azure both kind of in the middle sectors, so they're both a little bit farther back. I think. Yeah, so I think the first guy is Tails, huh? Yeah, or Bio. Well, Bio's going into the pits, so he doesn't really count. Azure coming across the line now, and then it'll be Groovy coming across. Azure goes into the pits. See, TC goes into the pits. J-Mick into the pits. I think this might be the end of quali here. Yeah, so everybody heading into the pits. Nobody doing... Really, only a couple of people putting in a lap on that last run.
Yeah, that's surprising. Everybody
Groovy gets into
abandoning.
P2. So finally, yeah, somebody does put in a lap. I'm surprised a lot of guys pulled out of their last laps. But I do think that is quali done and dusted. Bio will start our Dutch Grand Prix on pole position with a 1:10.479. A great time, honestly. Actually, somewhat dominant. 2/10 ahead of Groovy in P2. Tails in P3. Total Carney in P4. So a stacked top four right there. Unfortunately, TC going to have to start a couple, put 5 places back. So he'll be in P8 or P9, I believe. Gelfie will be starting in that P4 position. His teammate obviously able to pick up the scraps, so that's very helpful. J-Mick in P6, David in P7, Vapor in P8, Azure in P9, and I lost the screen, so I do not know who's in P10.
Yeah, I was trying to keep track with you there too.
Game was like too slow. So
Yeah,
Milky
no.
in P10, Rua in P11, so he'll have the fresh option of tires as Acid Masters in P12, Tito in P13, Thunder P14, Routine Lick P15, and West Echo down in P16. So, not a bad
And it did
quality
look
there.
like Nat
Top 12 within
did
a
join
second.
in, so we
Oh
should
yeah, we
have
will
one
have
more.
him as well. Nice, nice, nice.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah, the top 11 with all within a second. That, yeah, pretty tight. I think this one's going to be a good one. I know I say that a lot, but I believe this one should turn out to be a decent race, though.
It's so unfortunate. This is when I wish I had live stewarding. I think that TC and Gelfie incident obviously wasn't meant to be harmful. Gelfie wasn't even on a lap, so again, I'm not too sure how he ended up picking up that penalty. I would probably end up taking it off if I could, but unfortunate for him. Hopefully he can still get through the field. It's kind of tough for overtaking on this track, but if you have the will, there's a way. And it's dry, so no wets for the time being. Blue skies. I can say, at least in Houston, we've been getting a lot of rain. So I'm kind of hoping. So maybe that could just shift over to Austin.
A little bit of wetness for this weekend, potentially.
Hold on, I'm going to grab my water.
That would not hurt. That would not hurt. Yeah, as we'll get ready here for the Grand Prix tonight. So it should be a good one with the battle. TC and David, that 19-point gap, and they're not too far away from each other on track as well. So
yeah, I mean, even when we saw TC have a tough race in Belgium, he was able to crawl back and just finish one position behind David. So I mean, TC just keeps kind of getting unlucky. I really hope he gets a good break here, but into the formation that we go, and it looks like it's actually showing us the pit stop strategy. It looks like it's going to be a soft to hard. more than likely. Let me check out the tires. See what people are
Okay.
deciding to start on.
So
So
Rua,
yeah,
Acid Masters, and Thunder, and Routine, and Nat throws on the hard, starting P17.
and it's actually probably smart if you're in the back to start on those hards. There's really, if you know it's going to be difficult to overtake, there's really no need to put on a pair of softs and try to be super aggressive. It's probably better to be on those softs when you're lower on fuel later in the race. So probably a smart move. I've done that on a track like Hungary, where it was hard to overtake and the hards and the mediums weren't hugely different. And if you're able to stay in the DRS, you can actually gain a lot of time. He's going to want to gain some positions off the start in the ideal world, but yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
some different
But
strategies going.
still, though, I agree with you, though, if at the end of the race you could put yourself at a little bit faster scenario and catch some of these people who may go on the hards and maybe old hards towards the end of the race.
And I mean, setups matter in this game, especially for your tire wear. I think your setups almost matter more for your tire wear than your actual driving style in some. If you don't have your setup under you, you're not confident in it, then it's gonna be a tough ride. So yeah, you're gonna catch
you're
some of
not
those
gonna have
people
fun.
who are using, TT setups or something along those lines, and they're gonna have very high tire wear. So yeah, being at the end of the race on those softs, where other people might be on some very, very worn hards, maybe worn mediums, depending on the case. Maybe we get some safety cars. But yeah, you never know. We've obviously had previous
I was
races with
one
a
who
lot.
suffered from that
Oh
in
yeah.
leagues past, where try to have a little bit too aggressive setup and was not the smart play though
No.
on the tires.
I mean, we saw what happened to Vettel in
For sure.
what was that, Russia?
Yeah, the tires are not working, boys. They're not working. It looks like everybody's getting lined up now, though.
Revs are rising. Terrible view. We're in the back.
I know we're in the back of the day. The lights are out, but they're not away just yet.
Here we go. Here we go. The
Now
leaders
they
are
go.
away. Bio gets away well. Groovy gets away well. Tails and Gilfy might go side by side. Oh, there's an incident. The AlphaTauri and a Red Bull both ending up, and I saw the Alpine get the Red Bull's round. The second Red Bull is around.
Oh no! So a lot of chaos already in the back.
Oh my gosh!
And around goes Routine.
Oh my gosh! This is chaos at the beginning. I can't keep up with it all. Azure just must have done like a perfect pirouette, because somehow he's only lost about a second to Milky, who was the one who went into the back of him and forced that spin. So he's actually okay. He could easily catch back up to this pack. But
oh, and he passed Routine, a beautiful pass, actually, the way he got around Routine on the outside, which Routine himself is up 5 positions as well, so which kind of probably in the right place, right time, because it looked like the AlphaTauri maybe came in there a little bit hot. I'm not exactly sure from our view, and maybe cut off about 3 or 4 cars. We'll see.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I saw the Alpine getting thrown around like a rag doll. I think that was obviously TC, because he's getting passed right now. It looks like he's got wing damage for sure. He's got wing damage. Yeah, he's gonna go into the pits. Whoa, what is going on here?
Oh, and there's a big. Somebody cuts across the pits.
So I don't think Rua was planning to go into the pits.
Wow, did you see him cut across the track there?
In the McLaren, it looks like, yeah, it came across. I don't know what happened there. Somebody got a speeding in the pits as well. A lot of people.
Well, I mean, that's not surprising, because, I mean, he was almost at the pit entrance when he turned the wheel all the way right to make it into the pits there.
I'm not sure. I'm not too sure what happened there, but from what it looked like the Red Bull of Rua was not attempting to pit, but the McLaren was on the outside or in the inside of him and tried to go into the pits and basically got forced in almost. I'm not too sure though. I'm sure we'll be seeing that one after the race in the steward's room.
That could have been why, because somebody hit the markers on the side. A styrofoam board on the side went flying. But it looks like the leaders
must have went in too wide, maybe. But the leaders all very close to each other. They're all within about within a half second of each other. And now this is the lap where they should get DRS towards the little small back straight in the third sector. But yeah, no, Groovy looking like he's actually quite racy. He was kind of holding back a little bit for a little bit, but it looks very racy, carrying like a lot of really good speed through these quick corners, gaining a lot of speed. It looks like through the mid corner. On
oh yeah, that was a beautiful run through there. I love the way he just clips the apexes, just almost every time. He's one of the more consistent ones.
Right, and we have to mention the biggest winner here is Mr. Nat Hammer on hards, up in the P9.
Wow, so he is super fortunate to squeeze right through all that.
Let's make sure, yeah, he is still on the hards. So a couple of guys, Azure, Rua put on the hards, Carney and West Echo and Tito put on the mediums, Acid Masters puts on the hards, and then Thunder goes onto the softs. So obviously, yeah, basically everybody from P10 and back had to pit due to damage. So already spreading out the field.
Almost like a little bit of a Valtteri in was that I can't even remember the track earlier this year where Valtteri kind of locked it up and caused a lot of cars.
Oh, routine picks up a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits. We need to mention though, David just set fastest lap, and it's only lap 4, and he's on the mediums. So, are the softs already starting to... Oh, yellow flag, yellow flag. Oh, somebody's crashed in the pits. Rua's crashed. Oh, no, he's crashed on Tarzan corner. It looks like he's probably spun it around on the bank. Oh, the Red Bull... I don't know what's going on right now. What is this?
Yeah.
Carney's... Does Carney have damage again? Rua's just gone by Carney so easily.
Azure as well just got passed by West Echo, and now Tito seems to be on his follow him quite closely a little bit. I'm not sure if he had a moment or something there, but
that's in the P8 now. So he's trying to catch the back of Milky. Milky having a nice run as well. I think he started P10 or P11, so he's into the points positions now, and trying to maybe. I mean, if the Williams is quite close in the constructors. The constructors in general is very close. I mean, from 1 to 4th, it's about 60 points. So I mean, reality, that's 2 good races, 2 bad races, and if both teammates can pull their weight in any of those races and pull home a really good result for the team, then I mean, this can obviously be flipped on its head. Alfa Romeo only has a 3-point lead over Alpine, and Red Bull is right there with 144, and Williams is with 128. So.
And we've seen the Williams coming on late, of late too.
Very, very strong. Yeah, especially Groovy. Milky's been trying to also trot ahead. He's been, saying he's gonna actually start practicing all this stuff. But he is actually
had a couple unfortunate incidents too that cost him the race, but
definitely.
But that is racing, though. But he's definitely following the back of Vapor for sure. Just been right on his gearbox pretty much, dealing with that dirty air this whole lap. He's getting super close. Is he going to have a big enough run down to turn 1?
Yeah, I'm sorry, who did you say about which battle?
Milky and Vapor.
Okay, alright, I was just making sure I was on board with the same one. Milky, I don't think he's actually close enough, to be honest.
Yeah, he lost a little bit of time at the bank.
He's on the outside.
Super strong.
He might have the speed for this.
Does he have the inside line now?
They're still side by side, though. He gets the move done. That was beautiful. That was a beautiful move. So you can overtake at Zandvoort.
Like we've seen this year, which was the first time they've raced there in real life, obviously, since many years. The cars are a lot different.
Right.
But
we did see Checo, come from the back of the grid to get either P6 or P5, which was a very good result for him, especially at a track like that.
It's very interesting the way they were running that high line too on that first banker.
Right. Yeah, they were running the super high line.
Normally what we do in the game, but.
And now I think the next closest battle here is definitely David, who has caught up to the back of Gelfi. He's like right on the backs of these softs.
So what happened to Groovy? Groovy is down 3 positions now.
Yeah, he must have had an off. He must have had an off because he was in second.
Yeah,
ahead of Tails. So
Yeah,
Tails
and
has
here
been
goes
unleashed.
David. David is going around Belfie as well
Yeah, so
now.
this,
Maybe you were correct. Them softs just are not going to stick as long
I
as
mean,
some of them
yeah,
runners were
we're
hoping.
seeing Groovy having an off. Who's been a very consistent driver as of late. If we're seeing him having an off, it might mean that, yeah, those softs are starting to go off. And look how close Tails is. Tails is
I was
right on the
just
back of
about to
Bio.
mention that.
Very, very close racing
He
up and down the
almost get the
field.
wheel off the track there. It was so close.
Yeah, Tails just hounding Bio at the moment. Previously,
Now,
actually,
who is this
teammates at
yellow?
Alfa
Oh no,
Romeo.
there's two cars. I can't even keep up with them.
Is that the
Thunder, and
McLaren?
another car is off as well.
Is that somewhere else? Oh, wait. Where was the other
I
off?
think that they got back. They were going into the pits. I think they had a moment going into the
Oh, was it
pits.
the
Yeah, the front
Aston? Oh, it
straight.
might have been West Echo then. So the leader is going around the final corner now. Will Tails have the run?
Ooh, he looks like he's getting
I
pretty
don't think
close.
so. I don't think so.
No.
Bio's a very good defender. Bio's a very good defender. And on a track like this, yeah, West Echo's still just sitting on the pit exit.
Well, I was about to say, watch out. There's a car there. And now he's in the middle of the track. And there goes the Alpine. Delphi right into him. Oh, no.
No.
And his top wing is gone.
And that's going to back up this entire
wing.
pack. That's going to send Groovy back into P4. Luckily, he avoids all of that, but the Alpine boys are going through it right now. They are not having a good race. And there's a safety car out now, so this helps them a little bit, maybe saves some of Gelfie's race in a way. But, oh my goodness, this has been absolutely chaos. And,
wow.
whew, okay, thank you. The safety car comes out of a good time for the Sox.
Groovy took I think it's kind of unfortunate for Gelfie because I don't think Gelfie was able to see him. He was so close to Groovy, and Groovy swerved to the right,
man.
and then Gelfie was unfortunate enough to drive right into him because he didn't have really, I don't think, any time to, I mean, you know, less than a split second to make a, I don't think you can hit the brakes and swerve, honestly, quick enough. Oh, that's so unfortunate. So he's definitely going to have to change his wing. We'll see how far up there are they time-wise.
They're not that far ahead of Milky, Vapor, and
so
also
he'd probably
Nat.
come out maybe ahead of Routine, so maybe P8 if he comes into the pits.
Yeah, I don't know what type of delta they're seeing right now, but he might be able to come out ahead. No, not with the wing change, but I mean, that's on hard, so he shouldn't pit right now, and he doesn't. So, yeah, no, he's going to get passed by Nat for sure with that wing change.
So maybe he comes out P10, J-Mick area. Oh, no, and then he has to wait. Oh, that was Milky. I'm sorry, Milky had to wait for Groovy there in the double stack.
Yeah, so this definitely mixes up the field a little bit, and Bio may be a little bit happy right now because I think Tails actually hopped into the pits. So Bio and David both staying out. Bio's still on those softs, and that could be costly for Bio if maybe we don't see another safety car, because Tails only losing one position, which was to David, and he's already on a tire. He does not need to pit again, and they should last him the race. I don't think it'll be too difficult for him to make it through on those. Okay, I was a little bit confused. I saw the McLaren passing the safety car. I gotta...
Oh no, and he does get this call.
No, yeah, I think he probably should have known better there. He can't unlap himself. This isn't in the game. You can't unlap yourself. You just have to stay there. So unfortunate for Thunder. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, so Bio and David staying out.
Yeah, let me go ahead and just pull up the tires.
Oh, well, now is that Bio dipping into the pit? Bio's dipping into the pits now.
Probably smart, but also he's gonna lose so much more time because the pack caught up. Yeah, he probably just needed to go through it at that point. I don't know. Because he probably had a little bit of cushion just because David's on the mediums and he's on old mediums. So old softs versus old mediums, I mean, it was probably the crossover point. David, I think, has just set most recent fastest laps, so I don't know. Maybe that'll prove to be an okay decision, but yeah, he's lost a lot of time. a lot of time. He's lost about 8 positions, 7 positions just
Yeah.
from that. So,
Hmm.
yeah, maybe not the best
And
move.
almost only Nat and David have tires with laps on them, really, other than safety
Right.
car laps. Even though Vapor threw on the soft, so he's gonna
Routine,
try to.
yeah, routine pitted a little bit, like a little bit earlier. Like he's on 5 lap old. Aston Masters is in the pit now, so he'll be on freshies. So yeah, I mean, the interesting thing for me is I'm interested to see the battle between Groovy and Nat. How aggressive will Groovy be in trying to get past Nat? Because Groovy's on the fresher hards. Nat's probably not feeling any pressure or feeling like he has anything to lose. He started in the back of the grid. So how
Yeah, all the way up
aggressive
14 positions.
is Groovy
So
gonna go here? Because in terms of if he's just tunnel visioned right now, like he wants to, get on the podium for this race or be in contention to possibly win the race, then I mean, yeah, he'll probably go aggressive. But I think if he's thinking about the championship right now, he's gonna know that Nat is eventually gonna need to go
sometimes,
in, or he's gonna make a mistake on some more hards. So he just needs to be patient.
10 lap old. Obviously, the tires still have a lot of life in them, but like you're saying, are them fresh hards and Groovy just have a little bit more pace potentially?
Right.
Can he get by early enough to make a move? Seeing Groovy make some very nice restarts when he's leading the pack. We'll see what he can do when he's in P4 this time. 'Cause it looks like I don't know. Yeah, they should end this queue
And
up.
this is one of the interesting tracks where, from a leading standpoint, restarting, it can be. I mean, you have several options of what you can do. It's not like Russia or Mexico, where like you need to wait the longest you
Into
possibly
the
can.
line. Yeah, you
You
almost
can
need to
do
wait
that
to the
here, and you
line.
can be safe. I mean, because you definitely shouldn't get overtaken. Oh, Nats just left the session. You definitely shouldn't get overtaken if you're going at the line, but at the same time, you're gonna be slowed down quite a bit for the next turns. But I guess everybody will, so it doesn't really matter. Get Nat back.
Yeah, hopefully he can join back in quick time. As we see David starting to warm up his tires here, Tails is almost already dipping around the outside. David dips into the grass a little bit there. And David's going to wait until right now, and now he's going to go ahead and bolt a little bit before the line. And he gets a good jump, though. He's going to go
Look
ahead
at that.
and...
Groovy's got past Nat already, or he's on the side. Well, Nat's not here. Oh, the bots!
no,
They make contact!
Yeah, they touch.
That's actually put both Mercedes ahead of Groovy. That might have been more harmful than helpful. And look, Milky's gone around!
Oh, no, and Milky is...
Somehow he's kept that, like, somewhat. He's kept that out of the wall. It looked like he was destined for the wall for sure. I don't know how he's kept that out, but well done to Milky there. But unfortunate for Groovy. I'm sure he's extremely frustrated right now. And now he's got a soft runner ahead of him.
Masters has had a moment too, and he gets back on track though, so it should be all green.
Oh yeah, look at this. I mean, the bot of Nat is just slowing up the pack. Here comes Vapor. Vapor's going to be gifted a third place right here, and he's on the softs right now, so he can be very aggressive in this free air. And who knows what type of time he'll be able to put into Tails and David on those older mediums.
Yeah, Groovy's going to look again this time, going to try to make this move stick. Like you were saying, he does not want to lose too much time.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no, and a rail goes by, and he's out of the race from the beginning. The Jor's out.
No.
Huge wreck in the back. Full safety car.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm seeing the two cars.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, the front tires. Oh yeah.
I missed the
Massive
crash, but
there.
wow. So another safety car, and you know what's really kind of shitty is that I mean, Bio caused that safety car. I didn't see the incident, but I mean, he needed another safety car to come out, which is kind of ironic. Well, I guess no, he did pit. That's right. But oh man,
He
Bio just
still kind
having.
of needed one. See, if he would have pitted at the same time earlier.
Oh man, so look at this. The Alpha Tower. Yeah, he was probably just pushing too hard, trying to get around, trying to scarf through the pack. But look at this. The Alfa Romeo sitting 1-2 right now. The brand new pairing of David and Tails, after Canadian unfortunately had to make an exit from the league. But I mean, what's interesting here is what is Vapor looking to do? The pack is still very close. So softs aren't going to take you to the end. I wonder what his plan is. Or what his strategy call will be. Looks like Groovy's heading into the... No, he fakes it. Does a little juke. The Ferrari does head into the pits. Oh, wow. So, I mean, this race has just been turned on its head. Bio out of the race. The man who was leading comfortably for the first stint made a mistake into the pits, or into the safety car. Didn't decide to go into the pits, got dropped down the field. Unfortunately, DNF's trying to carve his way back through.
And we've seen this a few times already prior, where a leader who's been dominating the whole race has one moment, has to try to fight their way back, and then I'm not sure what happened, so I don't want to speculate, but was he pushing too hard or not? I'm not exactly sure.
Right.
All I seen is when I clicked over is his car going across the track and almost into the pit wall, it looked like.
Yeah,
and then Azor collecting.
I wish I could have seen what possibly happened there. But yeah, unfortunately, we saw him crash on the last lap a few weeks ago.
I know it almost gave me deja vu.
Yeah, and it almost felt like just as important for some reason. I don't know, even though it's early in the race, it just felt just as disappointing. Because you know, Bio's just a hard racer. He just goes flat out. So you love to see that style, but unfortunate for Bio.
For sure.
But I mean, this is starting to look very, very nice for David. TC's just had somewhat of a nightmare race tonight, so yeah. David,
yeah, and I'm wondering if he has some kind of rear damage or side damage from some of them incidents, because
right.
Normally, like, we've seen him make his way back, like we mentioned prior.
You know, something interesting to mention as well. I think David's probably going to go for a medium soft. I think he can make it work because of the safety
We've seen him stretch his tires too, even without safety cars. But the safety cars definitely are
a help.
Just giving him more and more life for sure.
So no, I think he'll definitely.
I know. I wish we could look at the tire percentages, honestly.
And you almost wonder. You'd probably think that Nat's probably wishing he would have started on the mediums, even though the hards was probably the safer route. Yeah, I think he would have been fine to make this medium soft to go, because let's be honest. Obviously, the laps are much shorter on Netherlands. It's only a 10, probably a 110 or 111 race lap time, so it's pretty short track. You don't need the tire wear isn't necessarily abysmal. It's not terrible. Safety car is coming.
Oh yeah, one of the shorter tracks for sure.
Who's our biggest winner? Nat, definitely biggest winner right now. Obviously, coming from the back of the field, he's in P5 right now. Yeah, Azor, Bio, West Echo, and Thunder are out of the race. So we'll see how David decides to handle this restart.
Now, I'm not sure, did Nat ever get back in? Is his bot gonna... Oh, okay, he has just joined back in.
Good timing.
And David is gonna wait. Yep. And Vapor got a pretty good jump there on Tails, but...
Not quite close enough. Gonna have to slot in. Looks like there was some movement with the McLarens. The McLaren of J-Mick. I think he might have went down in position. I'm not sure. Oh, he's looking very racy though against Gelfie.
Yeah, he's trying to dip
Gelfie.
down on Gelfie here.
I thought they might have been close to touching wheels, but they do well to keep it out of harm's way. It looks like the Nat's tires might be starting to hit a peak, but as well as these guys are on much fresher mediums, they're getting very close to each other in the midfield.
Yeah, they are super tidy through here. As well.
Oh, big crash!
And a big crash! Oh no, 3-4 cars. It's that Milky Routine.
Milky Routine and Acid. No, I think Acid Masters may have gotten away with it, but I think he was a part of it at first.
I think he, just avoided enough of it. Oh no, Tito as well. Tito's in play is gone.
Yeah.
I knew I seen another car in there.
There was at least 4 because I saw them just start to kind of pile into each other. But TC, for once catching a break, I would have been so sad for him if he was a part of that. But luckily, not able to avoid that carnage right there. But Milky, again, having another, it's just unfortunate for Milky. He's just really struggling at the moment. But we might be in for a little, an interesting team battle here for the win.
Yeah, they're still all super tight through here.
I would think that Groovy right now is just thinking maybe make these tires last because David's going to be very dangerous at the end on softs. He's obviously coming from the lead. If they can keep it close enough, though, they can force him to get pushed back as far as possible, but it's going to be tough. They're on hards, and he's going to be going from a medium to a soft. So I can't really. I think this is David's to lose at the moment. Tails may have an opportunity here. Obviously, I don't think he needs to pit, but he's pitted quite a bit ago now. I think it's been 6 or 7 laps. We've had safety cars, but we will see. It'll be very interesting at the end when the strategies come to a head as DRS gets enabled.
Yeah, and they're pretty much all within a second. Yeah, most cars on the track.
Other than the 4 cars that had that incident. You know what's funny? I almost said incident.
Incident.
Charles Leclerc. Like the young Charles Leclerc. It was just an incident.
Just a racing incident. But
so yeah,
the way they're still super close. J-Mac has still been right on that gearbox.
Yeah, they're looking very racy. Proving that it's going to be hard to overtake here now, especially when there's a DRS train going. So it's just going to be based on who makes a mistake first, who crumbles first. Because, yeah, this is a huge line. This is a 9-car train. And, yeah, like I said, who is going to bite first? Who's going to make the first mistake?
Yeah, you start riding so close, get some of that dirty air, and just one little bit of input too much, and next thing you know, you're running wide and passed up by 2 or 3 cars.
Right, one snap of oversteer, and I'm kind of, this year, I remember last year being in the dirty air, it was a little bit easier in the fact that you knew that the car was just going to wash out, and it was very predictable. Whereas this year, the dirty air, sometimes it hits you harder in this game. Sometimes it doesn't really feel that powerful. It really depends on the track sometimes. But you definitely notice when you're right on the gearbox of somebody, like, it's impossible to just stay there consistently. You can be there in a braking zone, however close you want to brave it out, but it's very tough to follow in this game. I mean, we're not esports drivers here. Oh, they've just spun. Okay, Nat keeps it on track. The Alpine went for a little bit of a dive bomb there on Nat, and they made contact, and Nat's now at danger here to a couple of cars. The Rua possibly going side. He's going around the outside, and he gets the move done. That was beautiful. Does make it.
Yeah, that was a nice move there. As TC once again was going slow back there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with TC. He had a moment earlier, obviously, where he was going very slow, and then he picked it back up almost immediately. It was almost like he's having technical issues.
So J-Mac got past Gelfie there in that little scrumble.
Yeah, I saw they went side by side right ahead. I was I was so kind of amazed by the move Rua just put on
I know that was a nice move
Nat,
for
because yeah, that was a
sure.
very nice move. But I'm almost thinking now that Nat may have gotten some damage from the incident with Gelfi. I'm not too sure because he's fallen back very far, very quickly. So I don't know. They were all within a second, and now, yeah, Nat, you're seeing now Nat is just struggling to even to keep TC ahead. I think TC might go for the move here. He does. Oh, easy move. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
Nat
makes
has
it
to have
done.
picked up damage. His
Yeah.
wing looks fine. He has both end plates. It might just be the tires. I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, he is running 19. His hards are 19 laps old, which we've seen him last longer, but obviously it is about your driving style, how much you can manage the tires once they
Right.
get towards the later stages. But
Something to mention as well. Vapors dropped out of the DRS of the leaders now. I mean, he's kind of hopping in between, but I think those softs might be starting to go just a tiny bit.
no, Jamin goes around in turn one.
Oh no.
Gets out the way. A couple cars avoid him nice. He gets back on track, but
So kind of a running theme here, unfortunately for J-Mick. Getting deeper into the race, having an okay position, but just not able to keep all four on track.
oh, and it's a virtual
safety
VSC
car.
now.
I wonder why that is.
Oh, okay.
Acid Masters.
Acid Master is
Okay.
existent right now.
Interesting. So no DNFs. Oh yeah, he's struggling. I think he's got damage. I'm not sure. Oh, he's got no wing. So from the aerial angle, it had his wing on there. Like it was giving me like the straight above, like heli view.
Yeah.
And he had a wing. I know it for a fact. I'm looking at it on stream right now. Yeah, he definitely has. Yeah, that's funny. But anyway, yeah, VSC. And for some reason, the top four look a lot closer to each other. Maybe David's back in the pack a little bit. They're pitting. Oh, Vapor's gonna go into the pits. I thought Groovy was possibly gonna go in.
Groovy.
He keeps faking.
Yeah, he.
So this could be interesting as well. A reminder that ghosting is off in this league, and as the leaders are right up. Acid Masters has come out of the pits. It looks like they are back to green light racing, so they will have to pass Acid Masters.
Yeah, and Tails was closing. He was about 3/10 of a second, maybe 4/10, but Groovy seemed to make up a ton of time.
Acid Masters spun right ahead of him.
Oh,
dude, and that's in a blind spot too. I hope nobody hits him. Oh, okay, we're through. We're good. TC was not far from making contact, though. I will say that was a little bit scary. But Rua, I mean, after it's been so much that's happened this race, I can't remember. I just know that something happened to him early in the race. He's done well to make up those positions and get back into P5. And also make up for his teammates' unfortunate DNF earlier in the race. Gelfi also picking up the pieces of TC's terrible race, but TC only... I mean, he's still in contention here. I mean, if you never know, maybe Gelfi, backs up a little bit. Maybe does a little bit of bagging. They could catch Rua off guard here.
and Rua has a moment though.
Kind of like when Ricardo and Max worked against Vettel.
Just a little teamsmanship.
Yeah, no love lost for your previous, 4-time world champion who used to drive for you, but it's okay.
Yeah, no. Horner does that sometimes, but.
So yeah, just watching kind of the gaps here. The top three, obviously, just staying kind of within the same gaps. Groovy really starting to come into contention here because he was quite a bit farther back, I remember, and he seems to have made up a lot of ground.
Yeah, that VSC, I swear he was about 1.3 to 1.5 back, and then now he's been within less than a second.
I almost want to think that the mediums of David's must be kind of hopping off now, but it would probably he's not quite at that point where he should pit. 12 laps on the softs is still asking a little bit much, so he probably needs to drag these like another 3 laps. I would say probably would be at the most ideal. So we'll see when he decides to go in. But yeah, it looks like he's starting to slow up his teammate Tails. And if Tails gets unleashed here, I mean, he's gonna be, I think, gone. I don't see him coming back. So I think it's in Groovy's best interest here, hopefully, to have David stay in the lead as long as possible on those worn mediums. Yellow flag here. I think we're all good.
Yeah, everybody's back on track now. Yeah, so is David gonna? When is David gonna pull the trigger and go ahead and jump in there? And is he gonna have enough time to drive back if there is no more safety cars?
Yeah, that's a good point. That the hard runners are not gonna need to pit again, and obviously David has not pitted once, so there's no option, obviously, to even go the full way. I don't think he would make it anyway, but yeah, it looks like he will obviously have to pit, and he should be able to still come out near P5. Say he were to pit right now, I think he would come out near P5 or P6. But I think he would be ahead of Vapor. So yeah, we'll see. It'll definitely be a toss-up. But he's going to be so quick on those softs. It'll just depend on if he does run into traffic, how quickly will he be able to get around it. That's the fastest lap. He's now, so he's pitted early. See, he's already gone on to those softs from the hards.
Yeah, he's gonna try to push him. Wow,
he's been on those for 2 laps now, so yeah.
Guys, we're coming up on 11 laps left to go.
Yeah, they're all very
The
tight.
top 3, yeah, they're all within probably about 1 second. The top 3.
And then P4, P5, and P6 also pretty close. Not as close. I don't think they're none of them are really in the DRS. They're all just kind of within visual of each other. But we'll see if any moves happen there as well, as TC tries to crawl back what has been a tough race.
Yeah, unfortunate. A couple of little spills messed up a lot of these good battles we were having for a while there.
And I mean, it always kind of feels that way. Like we're in for such a good battle. You know, Bio was running comfortably in the lead, and you know we had Groovy up there as well, who had an incident. We had TC, who got P4 in qualifying, but had to get dropped back. So yeah, it just always kind of feels like we're just like 2 DNFs.
Cheated a tiny bit.
Yeah, we get like 2 or 3 DNFs or 2 incidents or something a race that just kind of hinder what could be a really, really good battle. But you know, that is racing. It happens, and we've still got a very tight top 3 right now. So at least it's not
for sure
completely boring. And strategy is definitely going to come into play here soon. I would suspect that probably next lap David would go in. It's now lap 27.
Would love to see this more in real life. The top 3 roughly within about 1.2 seconds. You know, that would be pretty sweet more often. But
I mean, yeah,
so I think you are correct. Like, David just seems like, it almost seems like Tails is just pushing just enough to stay with him.
Tails is really pushing like right now.
Yeah, because there seems a few times where he
has
just
95% DRS.
Oh, okay.
Ruby has 36, so Tails is Tails is like not pushing at all, and I could tell because there's no way.
Lift a couple times when I rode on board.
Those medium tires on David are definitely backing them up a little bit, but it's not to the point. It doesn't matter because Gelfie isn't really catching, so he has no real incentive, knowing that his teammate's going to have to pit here to go for a rash move. And we've talked to Tails in previous interviews where he said he used to make too many mistakes in races. So I mean, this is just part of seeing a much more calm and composed Tails, and that's a very, very dangerous sight. So as David, yeah,
As
goes into the
David,
pits.
mhm. Yeah, seeing the big picture, know when David has to pit.
So let's
Random
see. So
mediums for
they're gonna
27 laps.
P4, 5, and 6 are gonna pass him quite easily, and so yeah, he's gonna still keep P6, but he's gonna have some work to do here. He's gonna have some work to do.
Yeah, he's gonna have quite a Lewis Hamilton
Yeah, it's
hungry
gonna have
style
to be some
drive
hammer
to.
time right now for David, because yeah, he's a little ways back, but also now Tails has been unleashed, and what can Groovy do? We will see, because yeah, Tails has so much ERS to work with. He hasn't really been pushing much, and like as you said, I saw him lifting through quite a few corners. He was definitely coasting, basically, you know, and that's a very good way to save your fuel, save your ERS, save your tires. So I mean, he's got a lot to work with. It's definitely in his favor. It's his to lose now. So, but never can't rule out Groovy here, because he's not necessarily going away as of yet. I think Groovy's gonna have to start pushing here. Yeah, Groovy's really low on ERS now, so I think maybe after a couple laps, I think Tails might be able to pull away with this.
Oh yeah, he does set the fastest lap at 1:12.9, and he's trying. Yeah, he's just trying to close that gap. And maybe if he feels like he can get ahead and maybe just defend enough, make his car about 3 cars wide. But we'll see. I don't know if he's gonna be able to. Yeah, to close that gap. It's roughly about 0.6 now.
Checking in on David. I mean, he's catching very quickly, but I can't see him.
Yeah, he has a purple.
We're gonna have to see. I think he will be
purple.
able to catch, you know, this pack of guys up here easily, and it looks like TC, knowing that, has really started to push, because he's quite a bit closer to the back of Rua. But it'll be a lot for David to be able to really get back into that podium, like into the podium positions. We'll see what happens. We've seen David do some pretty stellar things, and he's setting purples.
Yeah, purple first, purple second. He's definitely about to throw the fastest lap up.
Yeah, he is moving. Got some ERS to play with. Not a ton, but enough.
Oh, and was that Goofy that stopped? No, and it was Goofy that had a moment.
Yes, it is.
Oh, so, he doesn't go in the pits, though.
So David actually gets gifted a position, and the Alpines now in a tough position where they've just lost one of their guys running in the podium positions. That's a lot of points to lose now for them. And Rua still under pressure here. He's under pressure by TC, so maybe TC can make up for that. But David now within 3 seconds of these two, Total Carney and Rua, and also Groovy, still sticking, you know, very, very close, within about a half second of Tails. So still not going away, just trying his best to try to get an opportunity at the very least to try to overtake Tails.
Oh no, and TC goes around right now and just misses him. And here comes his teammate.
Oh, his teammate has to avoid him.
Oh no.
Total Cardi. No, he was on such a
David
good run.
Now is, I know,
David's no
so
P4.
He has been gifted these positions back up, and that was such a slow spin for TC. I feel so bad the way it happened.
Oh man.
And I've been there.
So Rua, is this for the? I think for the second. Did he finish on the podium last?
No, I don't believe
he might have been
so.
Close. Maybe it was a couple of races ago. I don't know. But Rua now in P3, but that does not mean that he is not going to be in danger here. To David, he's going to need to push for his life to have this last podium position locked in, because David's catching super quick. I mean, he's got like no ERS to work with, but just the raw grip difference between the softs and the mediums. It's showing right now. Fresh softs versus some rather old mediums on Rua. It's
oh yeah, he's already closed about 7/10 of a second.
There's a good chance he's going to be within the DRS before.
Oh, he's shaving time very quick.
Yeah, he's closing in rapidly. Oh my goodness, yeah,
Wow. Yeah,
as
he
I
is
said,
close.
he might
Oh
be
my
in the
goodness.
DRS before the straight, and he is
Oh
in
my
the
goodness.
DRS. Let's see if
Yeah, he
he's
is
gonna.
close
He
almost
does have the DRS,
1.7 seconds
and he
there
has
within
the DRS.
the last sector.
So he's not gonna be able to pass here, but
Which
he's.
Rua is on 23 lap old mediums,
So we
to be
might be in
fair.
for a battle here. It's the last 4 laps of the race, and Rua desperately probably wants this podium. But David, in the hunt for the championship, wanting to continue to build out this lead that he has on Total Carney, and as well the Alfa Romeos wanting to extend the lead in the Constructors, trying to take the double championship. We're still early on in this season, only about halfway through, but these are important races, big points. David just right on the back. See, he might be able to. He's gonna go for it here.
Yeah,
It's
he's gonna
easy.
dip to the
He does it.
outside.
I don't think Rua even really contested
Even
it.
try to dip.
I
Yeah.
don't think. I think he actually lifted off. I don't think he felt the need to
Which was
even
probably,
battle.
yeah, maybe the safest play because
Yeah.
he could see what was coming. 3 lap old
Yeah.
softs compared to 23 lap old mediums is not a fair fight, but
No, it's true. Probably the smart move. Try to stay in the DRS.
Groovy has closed this gap quite a bit here recently, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's just sticking in there. Half second. He's been there
I see.
all race long.
Okay, so Tails is maybe just
saving for the last lap here, yeah.
Yeah.
And it looks like Groovy is as well, because we saw him with less than 10% a couple laps ago. And he's back up to 40, so...
Yeah,
see,
I
see,
seen it
like
dip down to
year.
0.2 for 1 second, but then maybe that he just closed in real close on one corner, and then Tails obviously gets the acceleration and pulls right back out on him.
Dirty air kind of contributing to that, but still, nonetheless, an impressive drive so far from Groovy to just really, I mean, on raw pace, when neither of them are using really any ERS, they're very close. And look at this,
yeah, he
might be close enough. He might be close enough for a move here. I don't know. Let's go on board. It's going to be tight. He goes on the inside. He gets the inside line. They make contact.
They touch.
Ruby's gone around.
He goes around. No.
Tails keeps it on track, but Groovy has put it around, and somehow he's kept P2. Oh, no.
He's going to be in super danger here, though. No. He should be able to...
And you're right. He's going to be in danger now to David, who's gotten past Rua, obviously, earlier in the race. And, oh, this could be very dangerous. David could possibly steal back this 1-2. He's going to have to push super hard. He only has 5% ERS, but this could be a very tight battle still to the end. Groovy's got to go if he wants to keep this P2, because this could be very dangerous. There's a yellow flag, but I don't think we'll get a safety car this late.
Yeah, J-Mick is stopped and he is retired from the race. Oh, and no, there's 2 more cars that have off the track as well.
It looks like
it's Milky.
Yeah, Milky.
And Acid Masters. So oh no, okay. It looked like I will not be a safety car though. Okay, just in sector 1.
Look at this. I think Tails is in the DRS of Groovy. We're going to get a hectic last 2 laps from these 2 guys. Groovy probably feeling a little bit, I don't want to say cheated, but he's probably not happy about the situation, regardless of if he knows if Tails was really at fault for it. He's still probably not going to be happy, so he's definitely not going to be willing to just give this position up.
Feel like maybe it was more of that instant spin kind of kind of side where you just the car goes around and there's nothing you can do, and it's so unfortunate.
It was so slow. It was such a slow spin.
Yeah.
And when you're still spinning and you can't bring it back on that slow of a spin, you're just a passenger.
Yeah, so David, he's pushing. He's gonna have DRS. I believe he should be not on this one.
Advantage on ERS, but the tires is going to obviously play a huge factor, and they're very, very close. They're very close.
Yeah, I think down the front straight,
David
if he can get a good enough
this done, he's super close, and I just think he's going to have the raw pace. Groovy probably going to try to use as much ERS as he has in the bank, but here he comes.
Does pull out a little bit, and he's going to go for it on the outside.
Oh my gosh, does he get it done? Groovy comes back, they're tire tapping. They're still side by side. Groovy's not going to be willing to give this up, but he gets it. Oh, they make